Today we are going to learn about the this method, this with parameters and this without parameters. Okay, this is an implicit methods. They are implicit methods. We will be seeing how they are being used in the Java program. Uh, First, going on to this. Okay, this is to establish the communication. Means this is used to establish the communication between the current class constructors. Okay, we are having two implicit functions. They are this without any parameters and this with parameters. Okay, this is these methods are used for establishing the communication between the constructors, means constructor to constructor. Okay, and next thing, okay, next first thing we are going for this without any parameters. Okay, this is used for calling current class default constructor. Okay, from current class parameterized constructor. Okay, okay, this we will be seeing in a program. Uh, okay, here I am using the Eclipse. Okay, um, this is my project, sample project. In that I have created a module MOD. Okay, I am using Eclipse for my means as an editor to write the Java program over here. Okay, because it will be providing help to me. Okay, now I will be creating a class. Right click on the module or the package, new class. Uh, I will be giving as my class. Okay, and I want a main method in my class, so I am clicking here. Okay, I got the main method. Okay, now my class name is my class. Okay, now what does it says? This is a method which is used for communicating from current class default constructor to the current class parameterized constructor. Means if you want to go from default from the means what you called uh, default constructor, or if you want to go to the default constructor from the parameterized constructor, we have to use this. Okay, we'll be seeing that. uh, to illustrate that one, this without any parameters, first I have to create a constructor with parameters. So means constructor with parameters means I have to create user defined constructor. Okay, so what I will be doing is I will be creating taking some two variables, int a comma b. Okay, these two variables are non-static variables. Okay, so I am not writing the keyword static. Now what I will be doing is I will be taking the parameterized constructor over here. So how to create a parameterized constructor? Actually, the constructors are used for initiate or initializing the values. We should not be using for any other purposes. But here I wanted to illustrate the this method, this what you called implicit method. So I will be writing the print statement in the constructor. Okay, but in the real time you should not write any other statements other than the statements to initialize the variables or the data members, okay, inside the constructor. So what I will be doing is I will be writing a parameterized constructor by passing some values. Okay, so what parameter, how we will be writing a constructor? Class name, or first I will be writing new and a parameterized constructor my class, and I will be passing two values, one value for A and one value for B. So 10 and 20 I will be passing. Okay, and the address of this I wanted to store in some variable. that is what is the object, so obj, and the object is of which type? Class type. What is the class name? My class. So this is how we will be creating an object with a parameterized constructor. It is giving the error message because okay, you have here we have means given the parameterized constructor, but we have not created it. Okay, now you have to create a parameterized constructor, means constructor with two parameters. Okay, now here I am going to create a constructor with two parameters. So my class, okay, constructor name will be same as the class name, and what I will be doing is I will be int x comma int y. Okay, okay, so here what will happen, this 10 will go to x and 20 will go to y. Now I have to replace a, means I have to give this value to the a, means the value inside a has to be given to the a. So a is equal to x and b equal to y. This is how we will be initiating it. Okay, this is a parameterized constructor. Okay, this is how we have to use a constructor or a parameterized constructor for initializing the values. But here I will be taking another constructor also, that is a default constructor. So my class, otherwise I will be writing one statement over in the parameterized constructor. We should not use any print statements or any other logic inside the constructor, but to illustrate my what you called this method, I am doing this. So here I will be writing this is a parameter. Okay, this is a constructor with two parameters or parameter. Okay, okay, now what I will be doing is I will be creating another constructor, default constructor. My class default constructor means this is also a user defined constructor. Actually you should not say it as a default constructor, you have to say it as a what you call constructor without any parameters, or a user defined constructor without any parameters. Okay, so here what I will be doing is I am creating a constructor without any parameters, and here I am writing a statement. This is constructor. Okay, I'm writing a simple statement over here, and I wanted to check whether this without any parameters, if you are using this, it is used to call current class default constructor from the current class parameterized constructor. So I wanted to call this constructor from this constructor. I wanted to call uh, a default constructor or the constructor without any parameters from a parameterized constructor. So what I will be doing is at present I will be commenting this one, and here I am using this statement. This, okay. Here what I have done is I have used this with the what is the error message I am getting is constructor me. Okay, so constructor statement, this method has to be used for the this method the it is a statement, that statement to be the first statement. Okay, it should not be the second statement or the third statement, it should be the first statement. That's what it is. Okay. uh, then if I run this program, what will happen? First it will go to the main method, and then it will while creating the object, it will go to the constructor without with parameters over here. Okay, without, because this constructor is matching the parameters. Okay, here the number of parameters, type of parameters, and the order of parameters are the same. Okay, so it is matching this parameter is matching, so it will, this parameter will be executed. Sorry, this constructor is matching, so it will be executed. Then first statement is this. Then what will happen? It will go to this constructor, and this statement will be executed. Then again, if I will take the comment over here, then the second statement will be this statement, which will be executed. Okay, we'll see this. Okay, it is happening or not for running Control F11, or I will press this. Okay, first what statement has been printed? This is default constructor. Then this is a constructor with two parameters. Okay, here in the main method, I have not used any default constructor, but it is going to the default constructor or the constructor without any parameters through the constructor with parameters, because I have used this. Okay, that's what how this will work. This is how this is working. Okay, this will be reflecting to the constructor without any parameters, or the default constructor if you are saying. Okay, then the next one, this with parameters. Okay, it is used for calling the current class parameterized constructor from the current class any other constructor, maybe current class default constructor or current class parameterized constructor. Okay. uh, okay, uh, here what is happening is, suppose they are the two constructor. This is the default constructor or the constructor without any parameters, and this is the constructor with two parameters. Now what I will be doing is, I will be creating another constructor with one parameter. So here I will be creating that one, my class. Okay, and here I will be writing one statement. You should not write any statement, but here to illustrate this method, I am writing the this means print statements, but you should not write any print statement. Okay, this is constructor with, sorry, with one param. Okay, so what I will be doing is, I wanted first of all, this is a parameterized. First of all, this constructor is being executed. Okay, because I am passing two values over here, so this constructor will be executed. From this constructor, I don't want to execute the default constructor, but I wanted to execute the constructor with the parameters. So what I have to use? This with parameters. I have to give some parameters over here. Okay, which parameters I wanted to give? Suppose I wanted to give some 100 value, and this 100 value, this parameter has to take. So int some x. Okay, so this is a default constructor, and this is a parameterized constructor. Means this is a constructor, user defined constructor with one parameter, and this is a user defined constructor with two parameters. Okay, here I will be giving this one, and I will be doing another thing. What I will be doing is, this is a parameterized constructor. Okay, first what is happening, if I run this program, it will go to the main program. Main method will be executed. In that main method, first I have written a constructor. Sorry, I have created an object. During the creation of the object, what will happen? It will go to the parameterized constructor with two parameters. it will go here, and here the first statement is this with parameters, with one parameter, that is some integer 100 I have given, and this will match this constructor. Now what will happen, it will go to this constructor, and the statement inside this constructor will be executed. Okay, and after that what will happen, excuse me, and after that what will happen, the next statements will be executed. Okay, now it is not going to the default constructor. If I wanted to go to the default constructor, what I have to do, I have to give here this. Okay, then what will happen, first while creating the object, first this statement will be executed, then it will go according to this statement, it has to go to the this constructor with one parameter, and in that the first statement is this method, and it will go to the default constructor or the constructor without any parameters, and the first statement will be executed. Next it will come to the next one, the next statement in the parameterized constructor will be executed. Next, after completion of this, the tasks inside this constructor, it will go to the this statement. It will be initializing with any a and b are being initialized with x and y values, and the third statement will be executed. Okay, means first this statement will be printed, next this statement will be printed, then this statement will be printed. Here I am using this with no parameters and this with parameters also. Okay, now I will be running this program. Okay, see how it has been executed. And here what I have done is, the main important thing here is, if you are using this method, whether it may be with parameters or without parameters, that statement should be the first statement. If I am writing this method here, suppose a second statement, it is showing the error message. So the main important thing is, this statement should be written at the first only. Okay, and next thing, this is what it is there. Next thing, what are the rules when you use this with parameters and this without any parameters in the current class constructors? They must be used as the first executable statement, otherwise we will get compile time error. Okay, that's what the error is all about. Okay, the next rule is, when you use this without any parameter and this with parameter in the current class constructor, it is recommended to form path. Okay, and not recommended to form cycle, because cycle gives compile time errors. Okay, and recursive constructor invokes. Okay, what happens in this, what is the meaning, that here what is happening is, inside this constructor I have used this, which will invoke this constructor, and inside this constructor I have used this without parameters, so it will invoke another constructor, which is a default constructor. And if in this constructor, if I am writing this with parameters, with two parameters, then what will happen, it will be becoming a cycle. Okay, suppose that here I am writing this with parameters, with two parameters, some 20 and 30. What is happening here? See, it is showing the error message. See, okay, because I am using the Eclipse as my editor, Eclipse is showing the error message. Okay, otherwise if you are using any other editor, it may not show error message, but during the compilation time it will definitely show the error message. Okay, so I will be running this one. Okay, see, with the error message, this is the error message which I am getting it. Okay, compilation problem. Okay, so this is becoming the circle. First the cursor means the execution, while executing this statement, uh, creating the object, during the creation of the object, it is going to the this constructor, and through this constructor the first statement is execution of the means parameterized constructor with one parameter. Okay, so it is going to the another constructor, then it is going to the another constructor, and from here again it is coming back to the another constructor. Means it is going to the, it is going in a circle way, so it is not recommended. Okay, like in inheritance, if you know about the inheritance, okay, that also circle is not means a parent class cannot be a son, cannot be a what you call son to the his son. Okay, what you say, if a son or what you call if a derived class is there, or the what you call when I am telling about the means inheritance concept, then you will be knowing about this. Okay, parent-child relationship. If you know that parent-child relationship, child cannot be a what you call a parent of his parent. In the same way, child cannot be what you call a parent cannot be a child of his child. Okay, that's what it is. So here, what is happening is there also circle is not possible. Okay, here also circle is not possible. Okay, okay, I think you got the concept. If you want the main concept is this method, this is an what you called uh, Java inbuilt method, uh, and this method is used for calling one constructor from the another constructor. Okay, if you want to call the default constructor, then you have to use this without any parameter. If you want to call the what a parameterized constructor, you have to use this with